Here is a question nobody ever asks. What is actually inside the fuel going into your engine right now? Not the grade, not the price, the actual quality. Because a senior Toyota master technician with 18 years of workshop experience recently exposed something that completely changed how thousands of drivers think about every fuel station they have ever used. He noticed that Japanese cars driven in America were developing serious engine failures at rates that simply did not exist on identical models driven in Japan. Same engines, same maintenance, completely different outcomes. So he partnered with a team of independent automotive engineers. They spent 2 years collecting fuel samples directly from dispensing nozzles at dozens of stations across multiple states. Major brands, discount chains, highway stations, city pumps. Every sample went to a certified laboratory for full analysis. What they found was something fuel companies will never voluntarily tell you. The biggest problem was not octane rating. It was not fuel grade. It was ethanol, specifically how certain stations were handling it in ways that were silently contaminating millions of tanks of fuel every single week. Standard gasoline contains around 10% ethanol. That blend is supposed to be created at certified refineries under strict conditions before it ever reaches a station. But here is what the research exposed. Certain independent and discount stations were sourcing fuel from secondary suppliers who skipped proper blending standards. Others had aging underground storage tanks where ethanol was physically separating from the gasoline over time. This process is called phase separation. And once it starts, every driver filling up at that station is getting something completely different from what the pump promises. Here is why that matters for your engine. Ethanol attracts moisture from the air. It pulls water molecules through tank vents and fill openings constantly, especially in humid climates, where the research team found contamination levels 10 times worse than drier regions. So, when you pull into one of these stations and fill your tank, you are not getting a consistent clean fuel blend. Sometimes you are pumping 5% ethanol and 5% water. Other times you are getting 15% ethanol with barely enough gasoline to balance it. Your engine was never designed to handle either situation. Water inside your fuel corrodes injector tips from the inside. It accelerates fuel pump wear so severely that mechanics pulled pumps from 50,000 mile Hondas that looked like they came from cars with 200,000 miles on them. Inconsistent ethanol levels confuse your engine computer constantly. The sensors keep reading the wrong mixture. The computer keeps compensating. And over months of this invisible battle, your fuel economy quietly drops, your idle gets rough, and your engine loses the precision it was built with. Now here is the part that will genuinely shock you. The research team investigated top-tier certified fuel, the premium branded gasoline millions of drivers specifically choose because they believe it protects their engine better. Top tier is a detergent standard. It means the fuel leaving the distribution terminal has enhanced cleaning additives. What it does not mean is that the underground tanks at the station selling it are clean. The team tested one certified top-tier station. The fuel arriving from the terminal was perfect. The sample taken directly from the dispensing nozzle contained rust particles, sediment, and water contamination. The station had not cleaned its underground tanks in 15 years. Top tier on the sign outside means nothing if the pipes and tanks carrying that fuel are compromised. That is something no fuel brand will ever put in their advertising. The research also uncovered a mislabeling problem that is more widespread than the fuel industry wants to admit. Standard E10 fuel, 10% ethanol, is what virtually every Japanese car is designed to run on. E15 contains 15% ethanol and is only approved for certain newer vehicles. But the Japanese team found stations where dispensing equipment errors were causing E15 to flow from pumps labeled as regular gasoline. Drivers had absolutely no idea. Toyota and Honda engines are precision, calibrated for a maximum ethanol concentration. Consistently exceeding that limit raises combustion temperatures, increases engine knock, and dissolves the protective seals and coatings inside your fuel system. One mechanic in the study documented a Honda Accord at 60,000 miles with cylinder walls so scored and piston rings so worn that the engine was beyond repair. The owner had unknowingly been pumping mislabeled E15 for 2 years. Engine replacement cost more than the car was worth. If this is already changing how you think about fuel, subscribe right now, because what comes next is exactly what the Japanese research team found protects your engine, and the specific steps you can start using today. The stations that consistently delivered the cleanest fuel in the study shared one clear characteristic: high traffic volume. Busy stations refill their underground tanks frequently. Fresh fuel has far less time to sit underground developing phase separation or absorbing moisture. A crowded station on a main road is almost always a safer choice than the cheapest station with an empty forecourt. The research also found that stations operating under established brand systems with documented maintenance requirements showed significantly cleaner fuel samples than independent operators with no accountability. Independent stations with no brand reputation to protect showed the worst contamination numbers every single time. Here is exactly what to do starting today. Choose busy stations with modern facilities whenever possible. Never fill up immediately after you see a delivery tanker at a station. Filling underground tanks stirs up settled sediment. Wait a few hours before filling up from a recently restocked station. Avoid filling up during heavy rain. Moisture can enter underground tanks through vents during wet weather. Add a quality fuel system cleaner to your tank every 8,000 miles. Choose one that combines injector cleaning, ethanol stabilization, and water dispersion together. It costs a few dollars and protects thousands of dollars of precision hardware. Replace your fuel filter on schedule. A clogged filter stops protecting your injectors and starts restricting fuel flow, stressing both the injectors and the fuel pump simultaneously. And if your car ever develops rough idle, hesitation under acceleration, or unexpected drops in fuel economy, suspect contaminated fuel before replacing any parts. Drain the tank, install a fresh filter, run a concentrated cleaner, and refill from a different station. Mechanics use this protocol every week and regularly save customers from repair bills that were entirely unnecessary. Here is the financial truth laid out simply. Saving 20 cents per gallon at a discount station might save you around $150 over a full year. But contaminated fuel damaging your injectors, fuel pump, and catalytic converter in the same repair window generates a bill close to $3,000. One contamination event wipes out nearly 2 decades of fuel savings in a single workshop visit. The drivers chasing the cheapest price per gallon are statistically the same drivers producing the largest fuel system repair invoices. The drivers who choose quality fuel and maintain their systems proactively drive their Japanese cars to 300,000 miles and beyond without ever opening their engines. Your Japanese car was built to last. Every component in that fuel system was engineered to work with clean, properly blended gasoline. Every time you compromise on fuel quality through habit, convenience, or a few cents saved, you are working against the precision engineering that makes these cars legendary. The engines that reach extraordinary mileage are not lucky. They are protected by drivers who took fuel quality seriously before the damage started. Now you know exactly what to look for and exactly what to do about it. If this video changed the way you think about fuel, hit like right now and share it with someone who owns a Japanese car. Subscribe for more insider maintenance knowledge that protects your engine and your wallet. Comment below with your country and the next car topic you want covered. I read every single one. See you in the next video.